Time now for Hawk Zone, sponsored by Muckleshoot Casino.
Well, the Seahawks dropped their third and final preseason game against the Packers 15-19. It was a narrow loss, but now that preseason is over, roster cuts have already started. Terry Hollimon is back from his scooter ride across the state. He joins me now to talk Hawk Zone, and a little bit of football. But first, I gotta start with the scooter ride.
Yes.
I'm so glad every time he says it's the second year, and I'm so glad you made it in one piece.
Yes.
Because it's kind of scary.
It gets hectic out there on the road. We had a couple of eventualities out there, some challenges, some obstacles, but we overcame them. We had a flat tire on the trailer. Yeah,
so
let me ride.
This is why I'm like, hey, listen, they're doing this for Kicks for Kids.
Yes.
There's blitzes out there. Blitz is already used to flying.
Yes, of course.
But that's where I'm like, it's bumpy.
It gets a little bumpy, it gets a little harrowing, but
We're in the middle of nowhere.
State-maintained road, so they do their job. That's us taking off. One day. We had an eventuality. We ran into some rangers that were concerned about what we were doing up there on the trail.
They did?
And yes, they did.
They stopped you and were like, who are you? Who's this guy? Who's this bird you're with?
Yeah, that's me as we traveled through that dark tunnel. I was a little nervous.
Who were you traveling with other than Blitz?
So Blitz was there. We had some social influencers, some big-time social influencers. A guy by the name of JT Laybourne, who has like 1.7 million followers on TikTok. We had some guys from Love is Blind, the series that was on Netflix.
We talked about them. Oh, cool.
Yeah, Kwame and Marshall. And Pilot Pete from The Bachelor was there. Yeah, it was a great time.
So like a legit people. And you also got a flat tire.
Yes, the trailer that was pulling some of the scooters we had got a flat tire on the side of I-90.
Blitz looks unhappy.
Blitz does not look happy. We tried to figure out what was going on, why the road was so bumpy. It's because we had a flat tire. So yeah, we got that fixed on the side of the highway and then got back on the road. You know,
look at that.
Resilience. It was a testament to our resilience right there, right?
Yeah, I see that. Look, you know, that is really great. Congratulations for all that you did there, because it's a really great thing, but I'm really glad you made it back.
I am too. Yeah, glad to be here.
Speaking of being here, some guys are not going to be over at the VMAC pretty soon. It kind of makes me sad this year because it's roster cut time.
It is roster cut time. It gets kind of sad around this time every year when it starts to happen. But yes, you see they dropped 7 players already.
Right.
You look at, we lost a couple of wide receivers. They're very deep there already. Malik Flowers and Justin Marshall.
Anybody surprising here on this list?
There's no really big names right there that jump out at you. I'm kind of sad that Wayne Taulapapa didn't make it because he has such a great story. University of Washington running back who less than like 2 weeks ago was working at a front desk at a gym, and now he's out, but he still has an opportunity to make it in the NFL, picked up by some other teams possibly.
Get him.
Somebody come out there and get Taulapapa.
That's right. Okay, so let's talk about, there's a long way to go. They have to trim. I didn't know this. So there's like 93 guys out there right now?
Yeah,
they have to trim
90 plus.
90 plus. They have still to trim 53 guys?
Well, it has to get down to 53. The regular season has 53.
I can do math.
Regular math. That's just math is mathing a little bit. But yeah, they have to get down to 53.
But by tomorrow this has to happen, whether you want to do the math or not.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't have to happen by tomorrow. It has to happen before the beginning of the season, but it's still a process that they have to go through. And it's really sad because I was listening to the post-game interview with Pete Carroll, and he said he really loves this team as it is. If he could keep all these players right now that he has on the roster, he would. But unfortunately, the NFL doesn't allow you to keep that many players. So
whatever, NFL.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, nothing official yet, right? We were talking about, we'll find out later before the actual season starts. But there was this tweet by DJ Dallas.
Yes.
Very cryptic, has since been deleted, but he says, such is life.
Yeah.
Do they know something we don't know yet?
Well, I'm sure he's probably had a conversation with the coaching staff, understanding where he is, how he fits in this roster. And, around this time of year, a lot of guys get in their feelings and they start typing things, and it's real. Like, he has a reason to be in his feelings because, this is something that he's planned for his entire life, and it might be hanging in the balances right now.
That's what really struck me so hard when we were at the VMAC last year and seeing all these guys just giving in their best, doing their hardest, all that, that's what got me right there in the gut, is knowing that some of them were not going to be walking onto the field that coming game day.
And unfortunately for DJ, it's not a matter of talent. His talent is there. Sometimes the business of professional football gets in the way. You think, because he's been here a few years as a veteran, he's more expensive than a rookie running back that they bring in that they can mold and fit. And so sometimes he falls a victim to that.
What about undrafted free agent Jake Bobo?
I think, he's brought up a lot of attention in Seattle and around the NFL just because of his feel-good story. And I think this is a guy that is definitely going to make the roster.
You think so?
I absolutely believe. I believe 99.9% sure that he's going to be on the team. You look at the wide receiver situation. They cut a couple of other wide receivers, made room for him. We have Derek Young, who's been injured. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to be available beginning of the season. We have D. Eskridge, who is now out for the first 6 games of suspension. I think Jake Bobo was in there. He's shown a lot.
Well, we have a couple of weeks off now because we're waiting for that first game. It's on Sunday, September 10th against the Rams.
Yes.
What do we know about the Rams this year?
The Rams are in a situation where they're rebuilding. A couple of years ago, they were a Super Bowl team. They really mortgaged the franchise to get that Super Bowl team together. And so now they're kind of struggling, but they still have the best player defensively in the NFL, in Aaron Donald. So we'll see.
Well, we're so grateful for you here throughout this season. Always grateful to have you here.
Thank you. I'm all glad to be here.
And speaking of gratitude, we want to thank Muckleshoot Casino for being our Hawk Zone sponsor. And by the way, if you're going to the Mariners game tonight, it is Native American Heritage Night, a chance to celebrate and reflect on the contributions of Native American communities here in the Pacific Northwest. So check this out. The first 10,000 fans are going to score this Native American Heritage jersey. And I don't know if you guys can zoom in on this because there's this beautiful artwork within the Mariners sign, Native American arts. This is all thanks to the Muckleshoot Casino. Just beautiful. And of course, as always, you can visit the website we're about to pop up on your screen and check out the top-notch entertainment happening at Muckleshoot Event Center because they always have great stuff over there.